And since I do things totally unconventionally, if you were at the Mike McGuire Town Hall in Guerneville recently, he talked about taxing the electric vehicles because our roads are maintained by gas tax, and with all these electric vehicles and how we're encouraging people to drive more electric vehicles, we're coming up with a whole other way of getting road funding as well. So Mike McGuire, town hall meetings, we have recordings of it somewhere. And so you'll learn about that and all those other regulations you guys were talking about.
Thank you for coming out to Monte Rio. Appreciate the candidates here and everyone showing up to be here this evening. Signage is important to any political campaign. To that end, I ask the candidates to request their campaign managers and supporters to respect private property and not remove or deface signs. We also ask signage not be placed on state and county right-of-ways. Existing signage on right-of-ways should be removed to comply with local ordinances. Will each of the candidates agree to comply with these requests? Thank you.
Yes, those are basically the rules, and we do all need to abide by them. And I think it's happening to both campaigns that where signs get stolen, they get ripped down. I even have a number of handmade signs that were made by West County artists, and even those have been removed and stolen. We've actually seen people and we've seen the vehicles, but we haven't gotten descriptions. And we have on many occasions called the Sheriff's Department, and they are recommending that if you ever see a sign being removed or defaced, that you call the Sheriff's Department and make a report. And even if they aren't able to catch the person doing it, they will at least have a record of the complaint. So this is something that happens, and Mike, we've talked about this before. It happens in every single campaign. I have run 2 local campaigns and I have run 2 statewide campaigns, and now I'm on my 3rd local campaign. It's happened every time. And it doesn't, there's no distinction between one candidate or another. It happens to everybody. Unfortunately, there are people who do this. It is an unfortunate part of our culture locally, but it happens. So I would encourage everybody, if you see it happening, please report it to whoever you can. I know that Lynda's campaign and my campaign, when we've found each other's signs, we will return them. When we have seen, when we've had to take signs, I actually had a friend of hers call me up the other day and say, hey, there's a whole bunch of trash I have to put out over here. Your sign is there. I want to call you. And we took care of it. So I appreciated that, and it's something that we can all work on together.
I think that sign stealing is a huge problem, and I actually texted Denny this morning because I don't have your cell phone, but I actually was reaching out to ask if we could possibly issue a joint statement that we would email out to all of our supporters, just essentially encouraging people to, keep this a civil discourse and to respect everybody's private property and to not deface or remove signs. So I would really like to do that if you're up for it, and we can just co-sign it and get it blasted out there and really let people know, because I think it's really unfortunate when it turns into, destroying people's private property or removing the hard work, because the people who pound these signs in, it's not easy. It's a lot of work to get them up. So thank you very much for raising awareness on that issue. And I hope that we as leaders can kind of, inform people and encourage our supporters to stay above the fray. Question?
Just as a quick follow-up. Again, the public right-of-way issue is another issue. We want to be sure that the signs are not on county or state highway right-of-ways.
Yeah,
right.
And I think it's very important to have conversations with Caltrans. We've actually established a direct relationship with Caltrans to make sure that we're obeying all of their setbacks. I think there's one location in Cazadero where you might have a sign that's sort of, well, we were told by Caltrans that it had been taken down a few times, and so I don't know if that's maybe one of those issues, but they have actually a surprisingly large setback that we all need to respect in terms of visual corridors. So thank you for raising that awareness. So. Sure.
I did want to mention that in the primary, both Lynda and I got very upset because a whole series of our signs had both been removed, and it was Caltrans. my campaign staff went to Caltrans' office for just to check up on it, and there was a whole pile of Lynda Hopkins signs, a whole pile of Noreen Evans signs. So we're very aware of this problem, and we're all working on with Caltrans to prevent it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And that actually goes for fundraising signs as well. We have a friend who goes and dumpster diving down at the Caltrans office whenever the signs are removed. It's the first place to go look for them is Caltrans.